YouTube, hello to my fellow Rumble users. Today we're going to be talking about the universe and how the solar system formed. Obviously, I will be jumping straight into this, but it always surprises me. Alright, the universe is something that's vast. There are a ton of things that exist, and yet there are some things that we do not know of. But it's not the interest of the universe. It's not the ever expanding nature of dark matter or the universe itself. It's how this entire technological world was made. It's how the entire solar system was formed. It's how the atoms on my right hand once came from such stars before. Right? It's always interested me in that. It's because every single piece of this technological world, from my hands to the batteries, say for example your stomach, or let's look at an industrial application of iron, platinum, or even asbestos. All of the materials that created Earth and that what we use, and even then what was made of the sun. It had to have been made in mergers and supernovae long ago. For example, let's say there was like a giant star bigger than the sun. It exploded and became a supernova. It dispersed a lot of stellar dust, a lot of stellar gas. And let's say, for example, neutron star mergers. They can spew gas hundreds to even thousands of light years across, and all of this gas eventually created the solar system, even today too. What always surprised me is that the computer that I have, imagine the battery, imagine its carbon atoms it's made of. These carbon atoms were once made in the core of a star. Let's say in the core of a dying star where it fused carbon atoms into heavier elements. Once that star died, it brought those carbon atoms out into the universe. For example, neutron star mergers, they produce heavy elements such as platinum, iron. They produced a lot of other heavier elements such as bismuth and some other ones that I probably don't know. Those spewed out into the universe, supernovae to kilinovae. They all produced elements that eventually created today's solar system. Heavy elements, even such as chromium. The iron on my right hand may have come from a neutron star colliding with another neutron star. Think of the atoms on my left. They may have come from a star that exploded and spewed its guts out into the universe. Created now, what's our solar system? Every single piece, even my pencil right here, even a bag of chips, everything on this earth was once created, at least the elements for it was once created supernovae in stars that were dead before. Even for neutron star mergers, where they created the heavy elements, such as ones that we see in today's industrial applications. It's always interesting because I am stardust. The entire Earth is stardust. The sun itself is stardust because we were made from stars that were once living, that once produced elements that necessitated our existence now. But it still begs the question. Obviously, we're made of stardust, and back to stardust we will return to once the solar system fades away, once the sun becomes red giant and spews out its own gas to create more solar systems in the far future. But it still begs the question. It does pave the way for consciousness to exist, but it's not what necessitates it. So, one of the biggest questions that I've always had, how did we get consciousness? How did I get consciousness? Who gave it to us? What gave it to us? Because most certainly not the stars that were living once before. They're only the elements that make us up, but elements don't give consciousness. It gives life. The question now remains is why, where, who, and how?